You think you lack discipline, but that is not the truth. You are not weak. You are overwhelmed. Your mind was never trained to handle this much noise, notifications, opinions, pressure, all pulling you in different directions. And then you blame yourself for not being able to focus. But focus is not forced. It is created when the noise is removed. So instead of asking, "Why can't I focus?" ask, "What am I allowing to distract me?" You are not stuck. You are attached to who you used to be. Your past decisions, your past identity, holding you in place. But you are allowed to change. You are allowed to become someone new. The moment you let go is the moment you begin again. You feel drained because you say yes when you want to say no. You give your time, your energy, your attention without protecting it. But boundaries are not selfish. They are necessary. What you allow will continue. You want a different life, but you repeat the same patterns, same habits, same thoughts, same choices, and expect something new. But change requires interruption, a break in the pattern, a different decision. That is where it begins. You say you want success, but your actions say otherwise. You choose comfort over growth, distraction over focus, and then you wonder why nothing changes. Your results reflect your choices, always. You believe you have time, and that is the illusion. Days feel long, but years move quickly. One decision today becomes your life tomorrow. What you delay now, you carry with you later. Time does not wait. It only moves forward. So ask yourself, what are you postponing that you already know you should begin? You say you want to change, but your actions stay the same. Not because you are weak, but because your mind is protecting what is familiar, even if what is familiar is not good for you. Growth feels uncomfortable, and the mind resists discomfort, so you return to what you know. If you want a different life, you must become comfortable with being uncomfortable. You want results quickly, and that is why you feel frustrated. You expect change without allowing time. But anything meaningful takes longer than you think. Growth is slow, but it is always happening. Stay consistent, and it will show. You are comparing your life to people you do not understand. You see their results, but not their struggle, their success, but not their sacrifice. And because of that, you feel behind. But you are not behind. You are simply on a different path. The moment you stop comparing is the moment you start progressing. Your life is not built on big moments. It is built on small, repeated actions. What you do daily becomes who you are. Not what you say, not what you plan, but what you repeat. Change your habits, and your life will follow. Your thoughts are not random. They are trained. Every habit, every belief, every reaction was learned. And what is learned can be changed. The moment you become aware is the moment you take control. You are searching for peace in a world full of noise. But peace is not found outside. It is created within, through stillness, through awareness, through letting go. The quieter your mind becomes, the more peace you feel. No one is coming to save you. No perfect moment, no sudden motivation, no external solution. It is you, your decisions, your actions, your responsibility. The sooner you accept this, the faster your life changes. You are not thinking too much. You are thinking without direction. The mind is like water. When it has no path, it spreads everywhere. And when it spreads everywhere, it loses power. That is overthinking. Not too many thoughts, just no control over where they go. Give your mind a direction, and it will become clear. Leave it without one, and it will consume you. Script number 5, self-worth. You are chasing approval from people who are lost themselves, and because of that, you question your own value. You change who you are to fit into places you were never meant to belong. But listen carefully. The moment you stop chasing validation is the moment you become powerful. Not because others accept you, but because you finally accept yourself. Delivery tips. This matters more than script. Pause after every line. Slow down more than feels natural. Let silence do the work. No rushing. Think, hypnotist, not speaker. How to turn these into money. Quick. At the end of some videos, softly add, if you want to go deeper, follow. Later, link in bio for guided sessions. Next move. If you want, I'll build you 30 scripts like this, organized by focus, anxiety, confidence, sleep, and tie each one to a product you can sell. That's how you turn monk videos into a real income stream. Which one to make money from content creation? Easy choice here. Pick creator. Why creator is the move for what you're doing. You're building monk content videos, audience eventually selling hypnosis products. That is 100% creator model. What creator gives you? Access to music library, better for reels. Built for content plus growth. Better for viral videos, followers, engagement. Why not business right now? Business is for local companies, ads-heavy strategy, less access to trending audio. It actually hurts reach for content creators. The real strategy, important. Phase 1, right now. Creator account, grow audience, go viral, build trust. Phase 2, later. Switch or layer in business tools, ads, funnels, sales. Bottom line, creator equals growth first, money second. And for your monk account, growth equals everything. Hit continue on creator, then we'll set up your profile so it actually converts into money. I need him in an Asian palace of some sense. Edit. Fear feels real, but most of it is imagined. Your mind creates outcomes that haven't happened, and you react as if they are certain. But action reveals truth, and most fears disappear when faced. You lose hours without realizing it. Small distractions adding up over time, and then you feel like you have no time. But time was never lost. It was given away. You think more, hoping it will give you clarity, But too much thinking creates confusion. Your mind loops, replaying possibilities, searching for certainty. But certainty doesn't come from thinking. It comes from action. Move forward, and the answer reveals itself. Confidence isn't something you wake up with. It's something you build. Every time you act when you don't feel ready. Every time you follow through, even when it's uncomfortable. Doubt grows in hesitation, but confidence grows in action. Start before you feel ready, and it will come. You are trying to control life, and that is why your mind feels tense. You want certainty, predictability, guarantees. But life does not work that way. The more you try to control, the more resistance you feel. Peace comes when you control what you can and release what you can't. You wait for the right moment, but it never comes, because the right moment is created through action, not waiting. Start now and adjust as you go. You speak to yourself more than anyone else does, and most of the time it is negative, doubt, criticism, repeating daily. Change your inner voice, and your life follows. You are trying to control life, and that is why your mind feels tense. You want certainty, predictability, guarantees. But life does not work that way. The more you try to control, the more resistance you feel. Peace comes when you control what you can and release what you can't. You feel stuck, not because you can't move forward, but because you keep choosing what is familiar. The same habits, the same routines, the same decisions. And familiarity feels safe, even when it's not helping you. Progress requires discomfort, a different choice. Repeated enough times changes everything. You don't lack discipline. You lack control over your attention, and that changes everything. Your focus is being pulled every second by things designed to distract you, and then you blame yourself for not being able to concentrate. But it's not your fault. It's your environment. Fix that, and your mind follows. You delay decisions and call it thinking, but most of the time it's hesitation. Fear of choosing wrong keeps you from choosing at all. But clarity comes from action, not endless thinking. Decide and adjust as you go. You think you have time, and that belief makes you delay. You push things forward, thinking you'll start later, but later becomes never. Time doesn't slow down, it continues moving. Act now while you still can. You wait for the perfect moment, the right feeling, the right time, the right conditions. But they never arrive, because the perfect moment is created through action, not waiting. Start now and adjust along the way. You don't feel confident because you don't trust yourself. And you don't trust yourself because you break your word again and again. Small promises not kept. Build trust by doing what you say, even when it's small. You're exhausted, but not from work, from thinking, constant thinking about things you can't control, conversations, outcomes, possibilities. and it never stops. But here's the truth. Most of it never happens. Most people never fix this, not because it's hard, but because they never notice it. Their attention constantly being pulled away, and over time, they lose focus completely. Don't let that be you. You are searching for clarity by adding more information, more videos, more advice, more opinions. But clarity doesn't come from adding more. It comes from removing what doesn't matter. Simplicity reveals truth. You're not behind. You just started later. But if you keep delaying, you will stay behind. The time will pass anyway. Move now and catch up. Your life follows patterns, repeated daily. The same thoughts, the same behaviors, the same choices. And those patterns create your results. Change the pattern, and your life begins to change. Part of you wants to change, and part of you resists it, because change feels unfamiliar, and the mind protects what's familiar, even if it's not good for you. That's the battle, and you have to choose. You're trying to control everything, and that's why you feel stressed. Let go of what you can't control and focus on what you can. Focus is rare now, not because it's difficult, but because it's unprotected. You allow distractions to interrupt constantly, and over time, your mind adapts to that. Protect your attention, and your focus returns. You are waiting to feel motivated, and that is why nothing changes. Motivation is unreliable. It comes and it goes. Discipline is different. Discipline acts even when the feeling is not there. But here is what most people miss. Discipline is not built through intensity. It is built through small, repeated actions. One decision made daily. That is how your life changes. You do not have anxiety. You have attachment. Attachment to outcomes. Attachment to control. Attachment to things you cannot change. And when life does not follow your expectations, your mind begins to panic. Not because something is wrong, but because something is uncertain. And the mind fears uncertainty. But peace does not come from control. It comes from acceptance. The moment you let go is the moment you become free. You are chasing approval from people who are lost themselves. And because of that, you question your own value. You change who you are to fit into places you were never meant to belong. But listen carefully. The moment you stop chasing validation is the moment you become powerful. Not because others accept you, but because you finally accept yourself. You want others to respect you, but you do not respect yourself. You ignore your own standards, your own goals, your own discipline. Respect begins within. The way you treat yourself teaches others how to treat you. Your attention is being stolen, and you are allowing it. Every scroll, every notification, every distraction weakens your ability to focus. And then you wonder why your mind feels scattered. Focus is not natural anymore. It must be protected. What you give your attention to becomes your life. Confidence is not something you wait to feel. It is something you build through action. Every time you hesitate, you reinforce doubt. Every time you act, you weaken it. Confidence is not loud. It is quiet certainty built over time. So act, even when you feel unsure. That is how confidence is created. You are confused because you are listening to too many voices, opinions, advice, noise, all pulling you in different directions. Clarity does not come from more information. It comes from silence. Step away, and the answer becomes obvious. You are not busy. You are distracted. There is a difference. Busy feels productive, but often leads nowhere. Focus is different. Focus moves you forward. Choose carefully where your time goes. You make promises to yourself, and then you break them again and again until you stop trusting yourself. That is the real damage, not the missed goal, but the broken trust. Start small, keep your word, and your confidence will return. You are not lazy. You are avoiding something, and the longer you avoid it, the heavier it becomes. Your mind turns small tasks into something overwhelming, not because it is hard, but because it is unfinished. Action removes fear. Even the smallest step begins to quiet the mind. So do not wait to feel ready. Begin, and readiness will follow. You are afraid of failing, but failure is not what people regret. They regret not trying, not speaking, not acting, not becoming who they could have been. Regret is heavier than failure, so choose action while you still can. You feel overwhelmed because you are thinking too far ahead. Your mind is trying to solve everything at once, and when it cannot, it shuts down. But life is not solved all at once. It is handled one step at a time. Return to the present moment, and the weight begins to lift. You say you have no energy, but energy is not only physical. It is also where your attention goes, what you think about, what you consume, what you tolerate. All of it drains you or fuels you. Remove what exhausts you, and your energy will return. Fear is not the enemy. It is a signal that something matters. But most people run from it, and in doing so, they run from growth. The life you want exists on the other side of discomfort. Walk toward it, not away. You are closer than you think, but hesitation keeps you where you are. You wait, you doubt, you overthink, and nothing moves. Take one step, and everything begins to shift. You don't notice it, but your attention is constantly broken. Every notification, every scroll, pulling you away again and again. And over time, your ability to focus weakens. Not because you're incapable, but because you trained your mind to be distracted. What you repeat becomes your default. Your mind feels heavy, not because life is too much, but because you are holding too many unnecessary thoughts. Past mistakes, future worries, imagined problems, all competing for attention, but most of it is not real right now. Let go of what isn't happening, and your mind becomes lighter. You look at others and feel behind, but you are comparing your entire life to a moment you see online. You don't see their struggle, their mistakes, their failures. Focus on your path, and progress becomes clear. You try to change everything, all at once, and that is why it doesn't last. Real change is simple. One habit repeated daily, small, consistent, and over time, it becomes who you are. You rely on motivation, and that is why you struggle. Motivation comes and goes. Discipline stays. It shows up, even when you don't feel like it. Build discipline, and results follow. You look at others and feel behind, but you are comparing your entire life to a moment you see online. You don't see their struggle, their mistakes, their failures. Focus on your path, and progress becomes clear. Your mind is scattered because your attention is divided. Too many inputs, too many directions. Focus returns when you remove what doesn't matter. Simplicity creates clarity. You want others to respect you, but you ignore your own standards. You break promises. You delay action. You avoid discipline. And over time, you stop trusting yourself. Respect begins within. Keep your word, and everything changes. You say you're busy, but most of your time is not spent on what matters. Small distractions, repeated all day, stealing your attention. And attention is your most valuable resource. Where it goes, your life follows. Choose carefully. You feel drained, not because you're doing too much, but because your mind never stops. Constant thoughts, constant reactions, constant stimulation. Rest is not just physical, it is mental. Give your mind space, and your energy returns. You avoid discomfort without realizing that's where growth lives. The moment something feels hard, you step back, you delay, you distract yourself, and nothing changes. But discomfort is not a sign to stop. It's a signal that you're moving forward. Motivation is overrated. It feels good, but it doesn't last. You wait for it, and when it's gone, so is your progress. Discipline is different. It shows up, even when you don't feel like it. That's what actually works. You feel overwhelmed because you're trying to fix everything at once. Your mind jumps ahead, trying to solve your entire life, and when it can't, it shuts down. But progress is simple. One step, done consistently. That's it. One step, done consistently. You already know what you need to do. You've known for a while, but you keep avoiding it, not because it's hard, but because it's uncomfortable. And the longer you avoid it, the bigger it feels. Start now, before it grows. You're not tired. You're overstimulated. Too much input, too much noise, too much distraction, and your brain never rests. Remove the noise, and your energy returns. Your mind is loud, not because something is wrong, but because you never trained it to be quiet. Constant input, constant stimulation has become your normal. Silence feels uncomfortable because you are not used to it, but in silence is where clarity lives. You open your phone for 1 minute, And suddenly, it's been an hour. Not because you're weak, but because it's designed that way. Your attention is being trained to stay distracted, and over time, you lose control of it. Take it back before it takes more from you. No one is coming to save you. Not the perfect moment, not motivation, not some breakthrough. Just you, your decisions, your habits, your actions. The longer you wait, the longer nothing changes. Accept that, and everything shifts. You keep waiting, and nothing happens. You keep thinking, and nothing changes. Because thinking doesn't create results. Action does. Stop waiting. Start moving. You're not stuck. You're repeating the same thoughts, the same habits, the same choices, and expecting something new. But nothing changes until you do something different. Your attention is worth more than you think, because wherever it goes, your life follows. And right now, it's being pulled in every direction without you noticing. Take control of it, or something else will. You're waiting to feel ready, but readiness comes after action, not before. Every step you delay makes it harder to begin. Start now, and the feeling follows. You keep saying, "That's just how I am." But that's not truth. That's conditioning. Habits repeated long enough to feel permanent. But nothing about you is fixed. Change what you repeat, and you change yourself. Fear feels stronger the longer you avoid it. Your mind builds it up, making it seem bigger than it is. But when you face it, it begins to shrink. Most fear is imagined until you act. Then you see it clearly. You feel pressure because you care. And that's not weakness, that's awareness. Use that pressure to move forward, not freeze. You are overwhelmed because you are trying to do too much at once. Your mind jumps ahead, trying to solve everything, and when it can't, it shuts down. But progress is simple. One step, one task, one moment at a time. You doubt yourself, not because you are incapable, but because you haven't proven anything to yourself yet. Confidence isn't given, it's built through action, through repetition, through keeping your word. Start small, and your belief will follow. You want control over things that were never meant to be controlled. Other people, outcomes, the future. And because of that, you feel tension. Control what you can, your actions, your effort, your focus, and release the rest. You are not thinking too much. You are thinking without direction. The mind is like water. When it has no path, it spreads everywhere. And when it spreads everywhere, it loses power. That is overthinking. Not too many thoughts, just no control over where they go. Give your mind a direction, and it will become clear. Leave it without one, and it will consume you. Script number 5, self-worth. You are chasing approval from people who are lost themselves, and because of that, you question your own value. You change who you are to fit into places you were never meant to belong. But listen carefully. The moment you stop chasing validation is the moment you become powerful. Not because others accept you, but because you finally accept yourself. Delivery tips. This matters more than script. Pause after every line. Slow down more than feels natural. Let silence do the work. No rushing. Think, hypnotist, not speaker. How to turn these into money. Quick. At the end of some videos, softly add, if you want to go deeper, follow. Later, link in bio for guided sessions. Next move. If you want, I'll build you 30 scripts like this, organized by focus, anxiety, confidence, sleep, and tie each one to a product you can sell. That's how you turn monk videos into a real income stream. Which one to make money from content creation? Easy choice here. Pick creator. Why creator is the move for what you're doing. You're building monk content videos, audience eventually selling hypnosis products. That is 100% creator model. What creator gives you? Access to music library, better for reels. Built for content plus growth. Better for viral videos, followers, engagement. Why not business right now? Business is for local companies, ads-heavy strategy, less access to trending audio. It actually hurts reach for content creators. The real strategy, important. Phase 1, right now. Creator account, grow audience, go viral, build trust. Phase 2, later. Switch or layer in business tools, ads, funnels, sales. Bottom line, creator equals growth first, money second. And for your monk account, growth equals everything. Hit continue on creator, then we'll set up your profile so it actually converts into money. I need him in an Asian palace of some sense. Edit.